Hello. Today I'm going to do a video on post-election. I'm not a political reader, but I had an experience yesterday that was post-election. Um, the decision on who has been elected has not yet been made available to us, as we all know. And I am at this time sick, vulnerable. And I tend to post on my Facebook things that are, I want to keep it light. I want to keep it loving. I want to keep it hopeful for all of us because, well, that's just kind of who I am. That's part of who I am. And I have been experiencing for a long time some bullying in my own family life and been perplexed how to actually deal with it. And I'll be darned if that bullying did not segue right into this election. So I kind of want to talk about this because, there's a lot of us I think are going to be just shocked at how we're treated by people that it's kind of unexpected. And we do have some sudden and unexpected surprises, according to our astrology. I mean, we're just right there upon it. And yesterday I've got, my Sun conjunct Uranus, which is, kind of about my, my self-worth and, to expect the sudden and unexpected because, I've been being toyed with for a while. So, I don't know that anybody could have expected really much anything different from me. And so with that, I begin and I will tell you what happened. So yesterday, I received an email from someone I don't know all that well, who was an educator of my grandson. And I don't know why, but for years, there's been this funny little aggravation that I have sensed from her about things. And, I don't know her well enough to know what that's about. And maybe I don't need to know what it's about. It's not something I have to fix. I fix me, not somebody else. So anyway, I have to let these funny little moments, we all do. We have funny little moments. We have to learn to let them go. And it wore on me in some ways that were pretty serious. I knew a couple of years ago when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer that I was living in a place that no longer fit me for a lot of reasons. It's a small town. You have to drive several miles to get to a store that has, in my case, I needed foods that didn't contain pesticides and I needed foods that were super healthy and organic and, I'm a plant-based recovery. I want to say that. I am not a chemotherapy-based recovery. I'm not going to do chemotherapy. I'm going to only do what Mother Nature provides. And of course, that I'm sad to say comes with some backlash as well. But at any rate, what I experienced was that as a result, I do believe, of maybe Biden being in the lead in the electoral was someone decided they thought they knew something about me and pointed out that I'm faking cancer and that due to the pain she's experienced over cancer, that she wished for me to burn in hell. Now, I think that that's a really sad thing to say to anybody for any reason whatsoever. And I will say to you that she got this information from somebody that she should have been able to trust to provide her accurate information. And this person is a clinical narcissist. And so I will say they will not provide accurate information. But I'm telling you this story not because I need you to know my personal business. I'm telling you this story because I want you to understand that any of your vulnerabilities right now are going to be where this civil attack is going to come from. I am a light worker. I've been a light worker for years. I have been providing my family. I've been considered the seer. I mean, I was considered a prophet at church. You know, I got a long history of things, and it's not necessary for me to explain it at this time. But needless to say, I am doing this video about the oncoming energy. What do we need to know, Spirit, about this energy coming forward as whatever unfolds? And I mean, it just makes me sick that you have to be a Democrat, which is a socialist or whatever, or a Republican, which is something else altogether. I don't understand either one, and I don't participate in either one. So I'm just going to say, for those of you who think you know who you don't know anything. And so stop assuming. But this is serious. We have a civil war brewing, folks, and I want you to be aware that it's going to be your little vulnerabilities that they're going to use to pick fights with you. Don't let them engage you. And with that, we begin. I'm using the Witch's Tarot, and I'm going to select 14 cards. And I'm going to be a little funny. I'm a little unbalanced because my right arm is broken. And due to cancer, I don't feel very well, and so we had to do some things about it. Okay, so Spirit, tell me, what do we need to be aware of at this time with this energy moving in? I myself found it utterly frightening, and I just want to know, Spirit, help guide us forward, because I mean, we are truly in your hands. We are truly in your hands, and I'm sad that there's people are making threats, saying, I mean, words are powerful. Why we go to war is usually over the way we use language. It often starts with something someone said. Our words have power. And sadly, I don't want to be struck down by people that I know don't know better. This is a sad time to me. I hope we're able to recover from this. And I don't want people going to prison. And for people who participate in this in the wrong way, that is precisely what will happen. But at any rate, we're asking the cards. And, okay. I'm a little slow at this right now. One arm is just not going to do it. Okay, so the foundation of the reading, the shadow side. Yes, it is. We're kind of coming into the things that I'm going to put this up just a little bit. There we go, so you can actually see the card. So basically, you can see the foundation is the shadow side. So we're going to just go ahead and leave that and go ahead and carry on. And I'm going to stick that right over here. And I know we're moving into this shadow energy. I know that that's a good deal a part of it, but I can't say that it's comfortable by any means. I'm not feeling very comforted. So we get the Four of Wands. Wands are going to be your action cards. Our structure, how we move forward, what we see as us sitting at the table and dining and having an election. I'm going to say that this is going to represent the election. And as you can see, it's being crossed by the Ten of Wands. So we have the Four of Wands, the structure of things, and then we get it crossed by the Ten of Wands. The election is over, and now the heavy load. It not only is being carried, but the fallout as you kind of look at the tower in the background. We're about to find out what that means. Okay, so then we in the past. It's about how we toast cups. It's about how we give and receive. It's about how we move forward with things. It's about our relationships. And relationships with people that you would think, like in my case, would be my daughter, that you would know that that was a relationship that would be solid. But in fact, right now, that might not be the case. Now, we have been in Mercury retrograde. We just went Mercury direct. And when Mercury goes direct, there's a certain amount of energy for that placement. And then there's the next phase as it moves past. So, this toasting of cups in the past is being influenced, and as also in the very recent past, by something karmic, something coming forward that has been in the cards or in the stars for time immemorial. Okay, so we are in a karmic time, make no mistake. In the below position, we're at the crossroads. And notice that little slip of a moon. It feels like not only intellectually are we at the crossroads, but people aren't listening to each other either. She has I believe she has something around her eyes, and she's got her arms crossed, like she's unwilling at this time to take in information. And what goes on above, so goes on below. You got this toasting of cups and this alchemical process, and it is at the crossroads. Okay, it is right now upon us, and our very near future. Nine of Pentacles, how the votes are counted. Basically, that's getting ready to come forward. So basically, that's where we're at right now. We've got this Nine of Pentacles energy. How we're counting the votes. Some information's coming forward about that in the heart of it. The collective tsunami is here, whether you like it or not. And cups are about our relationships. They're about something loving. Water is about that Neptunian energy, that collective energy, the whole. And you can see that the wave is ready to consume the innocent little girl. And yes, and I do think that's kind of what it feels like to me right now. So it brings me back to the foundation, that shadow work card. That's a rather interesting card. And then we get the Knight of Swords moving in to tell us that, how dare you, Biden won. And notice that heavy clouds in the background, heavy. I think that we're going to see heavy confusion, heavy delusion. But it unfortunately is a fairly well-developed energy that's coming forward. In our hopes and fears, we get it's about greed and avarice. It's about the King of Pentacles. It's about keeping things the way they are for some purpose that suits them personally, and it is not about the collective. So, in the conclusion position, we get the Empress, and she's coming forward to say, well, there's higher laws than this. And I'm going to just say this, and if you in fact are in any way inclined to participate in civil disobedience at this time because your candidate didn't win, whether it is Biden or Trump, I'm here to tell you that if you participate in any way in the civil unrest that is about to fall upon us, you probably are going to be looking at consequences later on down the road. And so do be careful, because unless you want 3 hots and a cot, you might not want to do this to yourself. So be mindful of who you are and what the truth is. And a lot of people are going to get caught in this nasty web. So, and the Empress is here to tell you that there are some higher rules and authority, and that she's pregnant with possibility. Something new is coming. Oh, yeah, the Empress. Let's see, I think I'm confusing. She's pregnant with possibilities. Yeah, that's the card. So here it is. She's basically coming forward that, there's new possibilities, and, be very careful. Then we get the Seven of Wands, where we're going to be deeply embattled, okay? We're going to feel, well, I already do, betrayed. We're going to feel disillusioned. We're going to feel harmed. I already do. I mean, it's difficult enough to be as sick as I am, and then to have people telling me that I'm harming them somehow by being sick because I'm faking it is a really strange way to fight. And quite frankly, I don't even really know how to respond to it except for to expose it as bullying, because that is really what it is. And I, in my graciousness, want to not do anything in some ways, but I feel like that is a very big disservice, not only to the person who spoke to me that way, but to anybody who is bullied. If I go quiet, then it makes bullying okay. Okay, so, but at this time, where we're at is we're the Hanged Man. We are in a situation where, excuse me, oh, excuse me. Anyway, we're in the situation where, we're hung up. This major arcana, and I believe the election results are going to be delayed. I'm kind of feeling like for a bit, and for reasons that I don't feel like I'm really at liberty to discuss, because just because I get a flash on something doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I know anything. And so I think I'm just going to keep what I think I know to myself. But we know we're hung up, okay? And then we get this Ace of Swords, something new moving in, something intellectually new moving in. And I do believe that this is an indication of a Biden win. I certainly hope so. And I will say this, if it isn't, don't spend any time worrying about it, because what I do see coming either way is clarity. I think either way we go, intellectually, whatever this storm is that we've been in, it's over. And we have Saturn direct right now. That happens every 35 years or so, okay? And Saturn is really the planet of our limitations. And it's Saturn in Capricorn is your government card. And in this sense, you can see something new is coming in intellectually. And since we are talking about the election, this is an interesting placement of this card, because this is just further clarification of what's coming. And then we get the High Priestess, okay? And you will notice that she's sitting there, and she has the key of time, the staff of truth. In the background, she's got the words floating around behind her. But make no mistake, she's the one that's sitting in the chair. She's the one that's sitting between the two pillars and is in charge. So basically, it does come back to our shadow work, and I know that. Because really the truth is that almost immediately an election has happened, and someone's getting right into an area where not only am I working hard, because cancer is one of these kind of diseases where you do have to ask yourself, how did I get into such dis-ease? And you do have to do your shadow work to come through it. And in addition to that card on the bottom of the pack is heartbreak. And it is heartbreak. It's so true. All of it is heartbreak. And all I can say is, people, protect your energy, protect your soul, At this point, I'd have to say, sadly, there are going to be those that you love, that love you, that are in such a state that they're going to forget that it's not about what they think it's about, that it's really about love, that it's an illusion to believe we're alone and not loved. And with that, I would like you to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And please do join me on www.twiggy.com. Thank you very much for joining me here today.